back again. This is Light on Us. Today I have the pleasure to speak with Steve Magar. He's a big researcher of the occult sciences. He offers a tarot reading, a runes reading, and an initiation into all of the occult and helps you on your way to discover your true self. That's correct? Did I say something wrong, Steve?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you about what you're doing, the great work, and um, this is amazing that people around the world cooperate with each other toward freedom and prosperity, and to live by way of wisdom. And yes, everything what you say is correct. I'm deep in the studies of the occult science and ancient traditions and divination arts. And I'm dealing with teachings of how to do shadow work and some spiritual practices. And this what I do. I helping people to heal themselves, to show the way how to heal themselves. Of course, it's simultaneously that you need to heal yourself first, and to do the work with yourself. In the same time, you can help others. And yes,
That's
that's correct.
awesome. Really need that, and I think sooner or later people will recognize it. And the big question is if we have time then when the when people will
Yeah,
recognize it, but people need the stuff. And you offer me today to speak about the runes because you know a lot of stuff there. I also You also gave me a reading in the runes, and I was really hyped about that. I
yeah,
really liked it a lot because I'm a total newbie when it comes
yeah.
to runes, and so today we're basically doing an interview, and
Yes, I
you share your knowledge about the runes.
yes, I tell you from my experience about the runes, it's kind of knowledge that I don't know even how to explain it, to understand how to this knowledge kind of awakening within me, because the runes is will explain what is the history little about them, and how the mainstream academias they not misunderstand the real power of this tool, because it's a spiritual tool. This is a system of very ancient advanced magic, and this also show us the progress, the evolution progress of the spirit and the soul. And also very interesting thing about the runes that from if we see the Indo-European and Celtic cultures and the Germanic ancient tribes, they hold very strong similarities. Okay, if we see the god Odin and Shiva is very similar. This is kind of different cultures, but the same archetype. Okay, but when we speak about the runes is especially from Germanic tribes. We not see anywhere in any culture around the world something about the runes. We see the tarot, we see many other spiritual systems, but runes, this arrives especially from this kind of ancient paganism. And also, people misunderstand what is real paganism and animism. Paganism is connection to nature. They see everything connect to nature. They see the stars, our sisters, and the sun and the moon is grandfather and grandmother, the mother earth. Everything is connected. The four legs, the two legs, everything need to be treated in respect and love. And people and the Christian special religions and Abrahamic religions, they invert everything about that. They say everything, what good is bad and what bad is good, and they disconnect the humanity from their real origins. And our real origins in these tribal traditions, very, very ancient tribal traditions. And today we'll speak about the ancient Germanic tribes and little about the Norse mythologies. Uh, Also, the modern perspective of the runes is after the Roman and Greek influence on the Germanic tribes, they disrespect that all these systems that developed before, and also the academia, what they not understand about the runes. And if you want to really discover the real power of them, you need to practice with them uh, personally, do it personally, because it's not just a symbol. This is primordial seed sounds that go through generations, through our legacy, through our blood codes, through our genetics. And this sound seeds, they arrive before they carve the images. Okay. And the real power you discover when you work with them personally and when you start to make a rune galder. And I will explain what is that in, more furtherly in this presentation. How you chant them, how you use the runes in practical way. Also, not only for readings and divination and meditation, also how you practice them in the real world. Uh, Also,
Yeah,
if we see about the sound, the seed sounds from the African languages, also we see similarities about that, that they stay the same meaning. Also, we see when we speak about the runes, we will see the similarities of the English words about the name of the runes. That is the primordial sounds that develop all the languages and all the English language, basically uh, based and rooted in this root language. I have another root language topic that I want. This is the this is another subject we can speak about. But the runes, if we see, they kind of uh, they speak about the energies of nature and they express by sounds because everything is a sound frequency.
vibration
Okay.
also. Yeah,
Yeah. So we now also have a lot of have more kinds of sets of the runes, but I work specially with Elder Futhark. That I know this is the most old system, the most ancient system, and is designed as an initiation process of a human being to be a grow, wise, intelligent human being from a time he's born till end of his life, and all the what after the life, and how what the all the wisdom of our nature and universe, and how we connected to nature because we are part of nature.
yeah.
And yeah, so this also the process of soul evolution. Okay, as a soul evolution, also in the physical perspective, the mental, emotional, and spiritual perspective. Okay, this
Yeah,
is the introduction about the runes. We'll go more deeper in them, and we'll explain more stuff that can help to navigate all this.
I like what you say about we need to get adults also in the spiritual way.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
very important when we look at the world right now. The world is full of children.
Yeah, exactly. You can be a grown person, 70 years old, but within your mind, in your spirit, you're just a child that not learn nothing in life and stay in the same place and die and born and die and born and this kind of endless reincarnation cycle and suffering you create for yourself. This is a matter of choice. If you want to develop yourself, if you want to grow, you want to prosper, So you need to go and work with nature, with laws of nature, and you see the runes, everything is the laws of nature there. They explain everything from the day one when you arrive here as a human being, what you need to do in life and how you connect with all this and how you need to be connected with others in respect. And before that, I want to explain something about if I can share my screen, I want to show something here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, that's great. Now, okay, now seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're familiar with the runes, probably you're familiar with the Helm of El. This is a very, very powerful symbol. Uh, Many people think it's about only protection. Yeah, have something about it. This is about protection. They use it in the battlefields for protection, energetic boundaries. Yeah, but it's go much more deeper and can explain our progression of the energy and the progression of our soul. And we see also here, this is the 9 worlds. In the Norse mythology, in the 9 worlds is very, very powerful symbol, numerological symbol. And we see here all the 9 worlds is those also the Yggdrasil tree of life that Odin was sacrificed and discovered the runes in the Gunnan Gap, the womb of the primordial creation, that from there the tree grows. And he was upside down and he discovered the runes, discovered their wisdom and guidance through pain and suffering, through self-sacrifice. This is show self-sacrifice because Odin sacrificed himself into himself. So we see here in this symbol, in this helm of El that representing the 9 worlds, we see this tree above, and we see the Midgard, the middle yard in the middle. The Midgard represent ourselves, yourself in the present moment, here and now. It represent the earth, the world of humans and animals. That this world, all the 8 worlds around them, around us, crossing through this world, through Midgard. And all this progression of energy go clockwise fashion. Okay, we see here from the center, we arrive to the potential. In the north is the pure potential. We have pure potential of creation, of whatever we have endless potential that we can create in the physical world. And this is in the north. After we have the northeast, this is the conception. This is the where energy try to. This is your ambitions, your what you want to achieve, your goals, because you need goals. You have a lot of potentials, but you need to direct that energy towards something. You want to be something. You need to have this image of kind of perfect image of what you want to achieve. So this is the next step. After we go to the east is the birth, is the self-identity. This is the world of the giants, Jotunheim. This is connected to the self-identity. After we have potential, we have conception, we need to have identity. We need to know who we are. We need to know what real ego is. We cannot let the ego control us. We need to have stable connection with our ego, because ego can be overwhelming. And this connected also to the god Thor, Thunar. We'll speak about Thor later on, but basically the god Thor represents the boundaries. He's half god, half giant. He's between two of the worlds, and he created a balance. that between the ego and our higher awareness. The next is the uh, south southeast. This is the consciousness. This is what we create day by day. This is our habits, our daily things we do, and this is what we create. And after we have the death represents the soul. The soul is the death, and the death is the action, because action creates change. And for to create change, you need to have this need to have this also a destructive force. Is not something all the time bad. People think it is a negative, but typically death is a part of life. We experience death also in the life form. When we do actions, when we create a change in our world, we destroy the old form in order to build a new form. And this is the soul. Where does the energy go? Down into the underworld, into our deepest bottom of our abyss. After we have the awareness, this is the southwest. This represents our unconscious mind. This is the unconscious mind. This is the world. This is the things that we don't know about ourselves. We don't know the things have in the unconscious mind. And this is the deeper oceans of our deepest emotions and wounds. And this is the world that we need to look the most important, because from there we create. This is full of creative force there. Because from the unconscious mind, we create things that we even not aware of. We can create our suffering from the unconscious mind, and we don't know from where is that. Typically, we don't know from where is that. We need to access our unconscious mind, and we need to have special techniques for that, or hypnotize ourselves to go deep into to heal that wounds.
And
And
you
through the
speak in your
shadow
work,
work.
and you speak in your work about that. How
Yeah,
to how
yeah.
to heal, how to discover, and how to change.
Yes, as a part of shadow work, go to your shadows and transform that shadows into creative energy. And after we have the West, this is the wisdom and connection to others, how we relation with others. And if we see also is in the opposite to the birth, to our identity, and this our identity in order to, sorry, I don't know what is that here. Okay, I remove it. We have in another side the identity of us, and we have the relation to others. We need to have these boundaries to not be so too much selfish, and also to not too much give to others, and to think too much about the collective mind, and be in the balance. That we need to understand we individuals, we have individualization, and we have the relationship with others. And the next one is the enlightenment. This is the north west. This is the end of the circle. And after start again and again, that is show that no have the ending point. Even you arrive to the enlightenment, you as an enlightenment being, you arrive to higher awareness. Is still not the end point. You need to continue to work on yourself. Die or born continuously. And we have here this is typically, I want to show another slides, maybe wait, I will show. Okay. This also called the mist home. This is the other names of this worlds. We have the mist home, this is the nerve. The mist is the things, this is the pure potential. We not see clearly the stuff. Okay, we have intuition that something will arrive to us, but we still don't understand. We have pure potential. We need direction. We need the Asgard is the direction. This is the Asgard is representing the celestial beings, the celestial deities in the Norse tradition. We have Vanaheim and we have Asgard. We have Vanir, we have Asgard. Vanir is the earthly gods, is the earthly deities. They're dealing with time and they're dealing with magic. They're dealing with earthly deeds and desires, and also wisdom because they experience. If we see the two kind of, I will explain later about Aesir and Vanir. I will explain it better. But anyways, this Asgard, this is our conception. This is our direction toward what we want to achieve. And the next one is the giant home, what I explained about the Thor and the god of the that half giant and half god. And we have the dwarf home. The dwarf, by the mythology, they represent the creative force because they create the tools for the gods. They create the magical tools within us living dwarfs that they create daily basis what we do. Example, if you do with yourself work with yourself every day, and you know you need to do it constantly, okay, this is a process that need to have discipline and to do and the self-awareness. This is also the subconscious mind. This is the not so deeper water. This is the in the middle of the water. This is a subconscious. This you still have the awareness of your habits, but you know what you need to change in order to achieve the change for better. So the next is the fire home. The fire is the action, is the transformative force of fire. After we have hell home. Hell is represent the underworld. And also, if we see the pantheon of the gods, have goddess called Hela. Hela is someone who half ugly and half beautiful woman. That means she show you the ugly part of yourself, of your unconscious mind, of your wounds, of your traumas, of everything, and the beautiful. And hell is also misunderstood after the Abrahamic and Christian tradition that destroy all the pagan legacy, and they create the hell, what they say about this thing. Hell is something negative, but is upside down, is the opposite. Hell is the most highest place in the world. This is the healing. This is the help. This is the, if you see the dictionary, have a lot of hell in the dictionary, and it's positive. Okay, and have one word is hell is negative, so it's something not correct here, you know. Anyways, the hell in context here is not something negative, and we'll see if you study this mythology, you will see a lot of words with hell. Okay, we'll see. Anyways, we have the wind home. This is the relationship with others, the connection with our brothers and sisters, and we have the elf home. The elves is our ascendant masters. This is our ancestors. Okay, this is the world of our ancestors. Also, if you want to connect with your ancestors and ask for guidance, me usually me facing northwest, and I connected with them, and they give me a guidance. And everyone can get guidance from them if they ask for. And of course, if you're not in a narcissistic and ego perspective, and you clean yourself in with clear intention, with pure higher force that flow through you, that the light being will arrive to your assistance.
It's like in the Matrix 4, they say it's all about set and setting, basically.
Yeah, yes, that's right. We have also here, this is the name of the, by the tradition and by the mythos, we have Niflheim, this is the north, Asgard, Jotunheim, this is the giant world, Svartalfheim, Muspelheim, Helheim, Vanaheim, Ljosalfheim. And we have the Midgard that go through all, the Midgard, this is represent yourself and the earth in the current situation, and what we create for ourselves through this evolutionary energy. And we'll speak also about the three norms and the web of weird. So this will be more clear about what I'm talking about. Anyways, I want to remind the Aesir and Vanir that is very interesting, an interesting thing about that. That if you're familiar with the gods, have two kind of gods. Also, not in the Norse tradition. Also have in the Greek. Also in Hindus, and they have Asuras and other. They have Titans and Olympians. They have two kinds of deities, basically. Uh, Aesir, this is the one tribe of these beings, of these gods. They represent the timeless celestial deities. They know of time. They're perfect. Okay, this kind of sphere. They have perfect. They're our hopes and ambitions because we need to have the perfect picture of what we want to achieve. It's kind of give us the inspiration to see these deities to arrive to the perfection, but we cannot never arrive to perfection. Basically, here in the 3D world, in earthly experience, we cannot arrive for perfection, but we can arrive in closer to perfection, and we can achieve ambitions. As this energy beings start to take form, is kind of start to take form. This is the spiritual purpose and direction conceived by the celestial gods. We have the Aesir, that basically, if everything is perfect, think to yourself, everything is perfect. No have time, nothing, you just everything high, and everything feels good. Oh, fine, okay. But what the point? What then? You cannot stay. You need to have experience, right? You need to have experience to grow. Uh, and we have the Vanir, and we have this very, very ancient war between these deities. And this war is stay within us till now, that we need to control and keep in balance between these two forces that oppose each other. The Vanir, this is the fertility gods, the elder ones. This not mean they elder than the celestial. Why they elder? Because this is time. This is experience. They have time. They broken the perfection into the time experience. And this also represents the magic time, space, deep awareness from experience on earth and gaining wisdom. So this is this this is a war between these two deities. Basically, this based on very ancient war, and this balance need to be between them. You cannot be too much destructive. You cannot be too much earthly. You cannot be too much in the skies. You need to be in the balance. Everything here is a balance. And in the mythologies, we see the archetypes. If I speak about the gods, it's not mean worship and pray for them that will give you something. Is an archetypes. This is archetypes of nature that we see everywhere in many, many traditions. And this also our ancestors, the original humans, also in context. But it's not something that you need to have a prayers, okay, make rituals like say make an appreciation or something in a respect. But I not mean to worship them as someone who above them and they are like God of the creator of the universe, because they are not the creator of the universe. They are characters of the creator of the they have the archetypes of certain powers that go through the creator of the universe. You have the question or something you know?
They're like aspects of the divine. They're not the maybe yeah, they're part of the divine,
They
but they're not.
aspects of all the whole of the divine. You
Oh,
understand?
right.
They kind of um, you have example characteristics, different different parts of the same. You know?
Yeah. It's all when they you also have this in the religions. You have monotheistic and you have religions with more than one god, and then they say with when they have more gods, they're basically the same. They're just different forces of the same divine.
Yes. This call this call characteristics. Yes, this is the
Yeah.
right word to use.
All
I
right.
think this is the characteristic of the characteristics that they many of the same creator force of the whole of the one, because everything is the one in the end. The pure higher awareness, the pure consciousness is the one, and from the one we arrive to this experience in earth. This is the projection of the one. This is the, you know, we all part of the one, but in different types. So we create the mythology anytime. We it's like you see the movie, okay? You see movie and you understand have a war in the movie. You understand the causal factors of the war. You understand that if you do some certain things that some being do in the movie that is not good for him and causing him suffering. So you say, I don't need to do it. I learned the lesson from the mythology. I learned the lesson from the movie to not do it and not to arrive to this consequence. The same here, uh, in many, many kinds. This is what I want to speak about. I will speak about the web of weird after we speak about the runes. I think is better. Anyways, I think we'll start to speak about the runes one by one. Wait, I will share my screen. Okay. Oh, it's not there. Okay, I will take this one. You see good, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. This is the first rune of the Elder Futhark. By the way, Elder Futhark. Why Futhark? Futhark is the first five letters of the runes. Is Fehu, Uruj, Turisaj, Ansuj, Raidho, Vekenaj. This is the five first letters of the Elder Futhark. Another thing I want to say about what the difference, the alpha is typically alphabet, okay? But it's not alphabet like all the alphabets, like English, like Hebrew, like Spanish or whatever. This is a spiritual tapestry. This is an evolutionary progress. This is more than letters. This is much more deeper and profound knowledge. Any form like that have consist a lot of knowledge and information, and is not so like the academy say. Like it's just the symbols and like any alphabet that we see around the world. So, anyways, the first in Fehu. Fehu is derived from the name Freja, the goddess of fertility and resources. This not basically is not speaking only about the money aspect. We will speak about another rune that more similar to the money aspect about the resources. But typically, fehu means cattle. Cattle. Why cattle? Because the ancient people they trading by cattle. This is their money because they do it wise way. Why wise way? Because the cattle produce them a lot of material, a lot of resources. They can make clothes, they can make food, they can many things from the cattle. So they trade in the cattle, and The fehu is the first. And another thing I want to explain before we start, this is 24, okay? 24 symbols of the elder Futhark that they divided into three groups, okay? The first group is the physical aspect, okay? Is the physical aspect of ourselves. The second eight is the emotional and psychological aspect. The third one is the spiritual aspect. In order to balance all them, we need to master all the runes one by one. We cannot go to another one without master the previous one. Everything go by order and from reason. Okay, and all these aspects, the emotional and the psychological with the physical, need to be connected together in the spiritual, in the last one. Uh, anyways, the Fehu. In German people, they use cattle for trading in the practical usage. Okay, and they get bones, milk, clothing, everything from that. And this is also bringing the management of the resources. The goddess Freya, this is goddess of fertility and material pleasures. This is Mother Earth. This is like the baby born, you need the milk. The milk consists of strong, something valuable for the baby to grow to be a strong human being. And this is the first thing that he need to get from his mother from in time he's born. Okay? And this is providing. This is something about provision. Is milk bring energy for continue to grow? Okay, so this is the first thing we need to master in ourselves. Because if we not master the resources of ourselves, okay, how we can go and be stronger and to grow? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the place we need to start from, basically. So this is the first room. Okay, let's go to the next room. 1 second, I will put it outside. This is the room here. Okay. This is called Uruj. Uruj room. Rune. After we get the resources ready, okay, we grown up. Now is about the physical strength. This is about masculine energy, masculine creative energy. Uh, this is about strength, fearless. It's kind of fearless warrior. You know, a fear is something grounding you because of the horns down. Okay, it is a very powerful sexual masculine energy. This is the willpower, very strong willpower. Our ancestors were very strong. They do many stuff that people not make today anymore. They was very strong and fearless warriors, powerful, and a lot of willpower. Because if they will not have the willpower, they cannot achieve, they cannot survive, they cannot do nothing. Okay, so this also the grounding energy. This is the horns down, bull energy down. Is also aurochs. If we see Uruj is aurochs. Auroch is an ancient animal. This is the ancestors of the cows. Before the cows was very huge animals they call aurochs. They have horns, very huge, and they hunt them in that time, and they need to be very strong for that. They
Yeah.
working together. They're very strong. They need to have this strength. If they will not have strong, they will die because they need to survive. So another thing I want to say about let's see. Yeah, so basically it's ambitions, grounding, growth, power, and strength. So let's go to the next one. The next one is my favorite one. Definitely my favorite one. Uh,
Why is that?
I will explain. I will
All
explain
right.
why. This is called tourissage. Tourissage or tourissage. A lot of people they pronounce Z like Z, but I believe the ancient ones they pronounce J, tourissage. This is what I have the intention within me, so this is how I pronounce the runes. But technically, it's not so matter. It's how you feel with this, how you connect with them. Anyways, the tourissage room is the rune of boundaries. Okay, this connected to the god Thor, to the giants, Thunar. Also, the name Thor is Thunar, the god of thunder and lightning. This is the boundaries in our sovereignty. You need to know what belongs to you and what not belongs to you, what yours and what not yours. The Thor is can hurt you if you violate the boundaries. This is the hammer. You have a hammer to crush someone who violate the boundaries in the amount of the pain you will experience. That goes back to how much you pressure you're placing on that, you know. And if you cross the boundaries in very intense way, so the Thor's hammer will penetrate you very, very deeply in more painful way. This is the point here. Anyways, electromagnetic force is also the creative force. Everything have electromagnetism. Also is a half god, half giant, is in the middle is electromagnetism. Everything consists electromagnetism, any object. If we don't have these boundaries, anything will be not existed. If if we have two arms like this, we know something hold with them and they cannot cross each other. They cannot go like this, right? They go and something hold in the middle, okay? Something to have boundaries within. And um, basically, this is about also order, okay? This boundaries, sovereignty, and order. Okay. So after you get fertilized, you get what you need. Okay, you're strong enough. You have ambitions. Now you need to know what you can, what you have, what you can do, what you cannot do, what your boundaries. Okay. After you grow, you get stronger. You need to know what your boundaries, what you cannot do, what you can do. You have your own boundaries. You have your own sovereignty. You need to understand others and their own sovereignty. Okay. And everything goes one by one in the progression style. Okay. So let's see the next one. Okay. This is after we know our boundaries, we teach we teach ourselves our sovereignty. We understand other sovereignties. Now the next rune is Ansuj. Ansuz. This is the rune of communication. This is the rune of our represent the star. Ansuz is typically the star. Star ancestors. Why communication and ancestors? Because we communicate with our ancestors. We communicate only not only with others, we communicate with ourselves, with our soul, and with our ancestors. Also very interesting about the communication that the runes teach us. Um, that when you communicate, okay, you need to know how to listen. Okay, this is is not one direction, it's two direction because communication, if we say conversation, we change together. Okay, communication need to be in both sides. You need to receive information, you need to give information. You need
Yeah.
to know where to step back and to give to others to speak. When you initiate it to the tribe, You need to know how to communicate with others. You need to know that you need to, even you not agree with someone, you need to give him to speak, to express himself, to have communication, and to know how to listen. Uh, this is also why this is represent also the gods and the ancestors. Why? Because we have this divine power of speech to create words. And the origin of the gods and our divine ability to speak and communicate. This is the magic of spell we have. We're creating magic by words. And any idea, any creation comes from existence by speech and effect of the reality field around us. This is change the morphogenetic field of our reality, our communication, our words, our speech. And this is about communication, typically. This is Ansuj. Let's go to the another one, the next one. The next one is also one of my favorites. Okay. After we get the resources, get more stronger, have boundaries. Okay. Know how to communicate. Now is right ho. This called right ho. This is the rune of right vs wrong. Okay. We need to know what right, what is wrong. Okay. So also this means horse, ritual, walking the right path, recognition of right with wrong. And is also writing our path through intuition, through thoughts, knowledge, to recognize what is right, what is wrong, and what to make sure you are navigating the consciousness and stay in the right path. You need to all the time question yourself, do you do the right thing? Whatever you think, whatever the pleasures are, you need to understand what the right thing to do. So this is the next thing. You need to learn how to communicate with others and right vs wrong. Okay. Sorry that is too much delay, but okay. Yeah. The next one is Kenaj. Kenaj rune. What is Kenaj? Kenaj means torch. Okay, this is a torch. This is a knowledge, representing the knowledge. And knowledge have three layers. Have information. Okay, you need to take an example. We need to learn how to drive a car. Okay, or how to operate a gun. Example. We need to know what this car is. Okay. We need to know if we have the ability to use the car, if we know how to use the car correctly. It's not only theoretical, it's also practical usage of car, how you practical use the knowledge. Knowledge is not only about knowing, knowledge is also applying. Okay? So after you have the ability, you need to know that you have also the permission part. Can I? Also, can I? Can I use it? Can I have permission for that? What does not mean permission? Okay, you have a car. Do you have permission to drive a car? Do you have the permission if you not hurt anyone else in the way? If you not hurt anyone else, you have the permission to use the car. The same like gun. The same like everything else. The hammer to build a home, or you can kill someone else.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is the three layers of knowledge. And maybe another thing I want to add here is also gain the proper knowledge. Is the right way through the process of trivium also to create the wisdom through knowledge, because knowledge need to be applied. Okay, if we not apply the knowledge, we can know whatever we want to know in the end. But if we not do something with this, so is lost, is nothing. There's no value, nothing. Okay, you can be a very very informed person, but from what I know,
Totally.
if you inform enough, if you know you have knowledge enough, you will not sit down quiet and not do nothing, because everyone who have knowledge, that's what I see, they active, they do something for that. They're sharing their thoughts, they're sharing their knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, it
So
becomes painful for the person to hold the knowledge. Yeah.
yeah, okay, you have all the knowledge in the world, but what you do with this? What you why not help anyone else if you have the
Yeah.
knowledge can help others, you know? So this is the Kenash, this is the wisdom of Kenash that show us the way of knowledge. Let's go to the next one. The next one is also very, very, I like this rune. This is Gebo. Gebo is a gift. This is energy exchange. Okay. Example, I want to give you something. Okay. What you give me instead? We need to give and take. In the ancient tribes, the traditional ancient tribes, in their tradition, if you arrive to other tribe and you arrive to sleep with someone else home as a guest, you need to give him something instead, some present, gift, appreciation. So this basically say us, if we not consider the gebo and the exchange of energy, we can be parasitic entities and just take and just receive and take, not receive in exchange. Okay, and this also speak about the money. The money is not resource. Okay, the money is exchange of resource. I give you money in exchange of giving the resource. Okay, the fehu is the resource, the first one. But in order to have the exchange, we need something to exchange with each other. Okay, so it's definitely a very, very empowering lesson here. Is a give and take. Also, saga. What is saga means is give and receive. Okay, is kind of you also in the life when we born as a baby. Okay, the mother nurtured baby in the beginning. After grow, you get older. After will care about you, the kids. This is the exchange of energies. The kids will care about the parents. Now you are the child, me are the parents. I need to care about you. You give me the care before. I need to give you, you know? So also in this aspect, we see that this is symbiotic relationship of one giving and another taken. If we see this parasitic relationship, this is something wrong. Uh, okay, so very, very good lesson here in terms. Okay. So this is the last one of the eight first Elder Futhark runes. Okay. This is the eighth, the last rune. So we understand what we need to have resources in order. We know we need to be strong and build our boundaries to know how to use knowledge, to know how to communicate correctly, to know the energy exchange. Then we can be happy, right? This is Wunjo. The rune Wunjo is represent the joy. Okay? The joy is the product after we learn the lessons. This is a family and friends being members of the tribe and the tribal connection, the authentic tribal connection that we know parasitic to each other. We not just take from each other. We know everything what belongs to each other before you get joyful. And you understand the equality of exchange. You need to know how to give and take, and you need to know how to present proper knowledge and how use it in wise way. Understand the communication and boundaries. The joy can be function. This is This means that I don't need to agree with you 100%, okay? But we can be still enjoy. We can still enjoy each other. As members of a tribe, we have the joyful connection with each other. Even I'm not agree with you with something, but we need to have agreement in the morality, in the what if everything correctly, if everything everyone not do something wrong or kill each other suddenly, no? So what the point in enjoy? So this is the last rune of the eight first elder Futhark. Okay, it's called Vunjo. Another thing I want to add here. Okay, authentic connection that based on joy. The joy is a product. After we learn the lessons, the previous lessons of the physical aspects of ourselves. Okay, so now we'll go to the next eight. The next set of eight. This is the spiritual. Sorry, this is the emotional and psychological parts of us. By the way, I'm not explaining about Odin, Vil, Ve. This is the three Dantians. Okay, I will explain it later. But basically, the Odin is represent the higher awareness. Ve is represent the willpower and courage and the unconscious. And the Ve is the heart, is the sacred place, is the receiving. Example, you listen to me now, or someone else listen to me. In order, he receive. He's in the receiving mode. Is hearing. Hearing is a heart. In the heart have the word ear, to hear. Okay? I'm here to hear. And this is the sacred place. I open myself for you that I'm receiving from you the knowledge. I'm receiving from you the information. Okay? So let's go to the next eight. That this is the spiritual, this is the emotional and psychological parts of us. The last one is the spiritual. We're talking about now is in the heart space. There is emotional and psychological, the awareness. And the first rune is the Hagalaj, Hagal or Hagalaj. This is a rune of healing. A lot of people think this is a negative rune because it gives some suffering and uncomfort. But I go. Everything need to look in the black and white. To see that on the whole picture. I think is the healing part of us. This is the healing. It's kind of Saturnian energy that gives you. This oppose you. Is give you more challenges. Is delay something in order to heal yourself. In order to achieve something greater in life. Okay, also we have it looks like H, healing. Okay,
Yeah.
so if we see hell, hello, whole, in order to be healed, you need to be whole. Okay, whole is the whole. And here, health, to heal, everything is in the same root language. And also the pagan people, they see the disease, the illness of any illness that you have or anyone have, it means you have disconnection from nature at some point. You're disconnected from nature. And if you're disconnected from nature, you will get sick, you'll get ill. And this Hagalaj room is teach us to stay in the healing position, to know that to work with this kind of oppressing energies and to create something good for this. You need to know how to navigate that, to work with this correctly.
You
To
don't
know,
find
okay,
them. Yeah.
yeah. So very important rune. This is the first in the eighth, in the second group. And they also refer to the primordial goddess Hela in the underworld, who associated with the underworld, challenges pain, wisdom through sorrow. Also, I say by mythology, she health ugly and health beautiful because she show your health. She show the whole, the everything what you have. The ugly part the dark part, the light part, everything she show you. Because everything in the underworld, that also the not beautiful things, you know. So this also very powerful rune. Okay, let's go forward. Okay, the next one is Nautij or Nautis. This represent needs. Okay, if we see here is this kind of two sticks together that wrapping each other, like to create fire. Okay, that means you need to not give up. You need to know the needs. You need to invite something. The necessity is the mother of the invention. If
Yeah.
you if you need to invite something because you're necessary for you. It's not necessary because if you not do it, you will die. Simply like this. Okay. So the ancient tribes they saw the trees when the lightning bolt the trees was burning. They understand that trees can be burned. Can burn trees even in the ice age. It's so cold there. Okay. They need to survive to build a fire. So this rune speak about that. If you not see the way out, you need to figure out what to do anyways. You need to know how to work with these challenges and how to work with this invention to invent something. You need to all the time invent to make it easier for us to live or to simply to survive, you know. So another thing is also creating solution through logic and intuition. Evolutionary progress with struggle. When you struggle, you will get the process of evolution forward. You learn something new, and also this make you to survive. And also, also important to say that keep trying to get what you need. Okay. Anyways, even if you fail, okay, even you fail, you need to continue and to try something to invite something and to try to get this on in up to get this work. Otherwise, you just will die. It forces you focus on your mind and logic and intuition to create solution. The fundamental nature of the universe and push you to evolutionary process. Even the struggle for you, and you need to push yourself toward the evolutionary process. Example: now we understand we live in slavery world, and if we not from our necessity, we not figure out what the fuck we're doing, you know, so we'll die. So what the point? So this push us also evolutionary. You get better and better. You get stronger and stronger. You learn new lessons in life. And and also this rune is using your imagination to try something you think outside of the box, you know. After you push and tested by Hagalash, the previous rune, now you need to make something new to moving forward. Okay. Also to imagine what you want, the intention, what you need to achieve. And in order after the Hagalash, you're healing from the Hagalash, now you need to figure out what to do. You now need to invite something new that never existed before, and you want to imagine that. And whatever you will fail 1,000 times, you will make more to success. Whatever is will be taken, you know. How still now? How is you want to ask something?
I think I will ask my questions in the end. Maybe I think it's better than we go through it and then
Okay,
I will
good.
ask you some
I will fin
questions.
I will finish the all the Elder Futhark. Then if you want to ask something, ask, and then we'll continue to something after some small details that I want to speak more in context to what we speak about today.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring the another one. Okay, this is the Nautilus rune. Okay, this is Isa. Isa. This is individualization, as we speak before, Jonathan. Individualization. We need to understand we part of the whole, okay? But we also individualize. We the one. Also, we one. We part of this big game we have, but we have one. We individuals. We have individual path, and this simply means eyes. Eyes, and the eyes is bring the light of the sun and shining through you. And also, eyes is mean eye, and I one. Okay, so in also cells, if you see cells in the body, also they, if you see the cell is one, okay, but it connected to the whole body. If no have one cell, so have problem. We need to be connected to. We need to know when they have one cell and have one the whole picture. And the second, and the next rune will speak about the whole picture and how we connect it to all. But from all this on, you need to allow the light to shine through you. It's like shine through you clearly, like the eyes. After the Hagalaj, after the Nautish, the needs, we are develop the healthy sense of self. We need to develop that after we heal ourselves, we invite something new, okay? Then we need to have the sense of self, not from ego perspective. Okay, it's important to say it. As a teenager, you start your formalized ages. You start to ask questions. You start to discover who you are as an individual. Go from the shadows. Start to be sovereign. Okay, certain age, the kids start to be grown, and you want to be alone. And the parents don't understand why you want to run away, why you want to be alone. You want to discover himself. You want to be individualized. He built his individuality. Okay, and this is very important to develop the self identity, that you need to understand who you are, because this is what we see today. People not understand they are who they are. They don't understand they are individuals, and also have the collective. They're not only individuals, and then they're not only the whole. You know, everything is connected, and you have the healthy sense of self, and not the egoistic and narcissistic perspective. You know, everything for yourself, and fuck everyone else. I'm live everything good with me, but I don't give a shit about others. You know, this is not healthy sense of self. But a healthy sense of self, you do the work by yourself. You know your path, what you need to do as an individual soul in order to achieve the order externally and everywhere. Okay. Okay. Also is a formalization of thoughts, because the water start to be ice. It start to be hard. It start to formalize the thoughts. The independence, also independence, individual. It starts from Isa, okay? And also formalization of thoughts. You need to formalize your thoughts, okay, in some form. Okay, let's go to the next one. And after the Isa, right, we have the connection to whole. Okay, this is called Yera. Yera. In the word Yera have year and have gear. Okay, the year seasons. Everything connected. Everything go by order. Gear. Everything connected and work with each other. Everyone have his own place in this game. Okay, we are individuals. We have healthy sense of self, right? Now we need to know that we're part of the whole. We're part of the society. We're part of the world. We're part of the universe. Like the season from the year. The season is apart from the year, and everything moves in order and part of nature. And it also represent the harvest season. This is harvest. Example, you put the work on yourself. You have good intentions, you apply them in the real world, you do the actions, then you have the harvest for you. Then you deserve the present. Then you deserve what you get. Like after you seeding the season, you're seeding in the spring seasons, you grow your plant in the summertime, then in the fall seasons, you get your harvest for the winter time, right? So what more I can say about that is also cycles is part of the whole, is a relationship, connections, synchronicities. Okay, if you work with this rune a lot, not you will be expected for a lot of synchronicities in your life if you start to work with these runes and you start to discover them by the effects in your life when we speak about more soon. Anyways, uh, after you get your sense of self, then you now ready to relate to others. First of all, before you start to relate with others, you need to have the sense of self, right? If you don't know who you are, you don't know what is going on with yourself, how you will relate to others, right? So it's like the seasons; they not changing overnight. This is a kind of is not rigid process, right? Is useful measurements. We have the predicted seasons with his calendars, but it's not rigid. Is kind of you know is just to measure the process, but it's go naturally. It's go synchronicities. It's go with the flowing energy that go after one after another. And you can predict the cycles of nature. And when you plant and harvest, example, you know where you need to plant and where you need to harvest, right? So you need to know that. And the individual have part of playing this big picture, as I say. We all individuals experience one singular reality, and all dots are connected. We all experience in singular reality, right? But we have the individual experience of every one of us in different way. And all the things, no matter how small or big, everyone have role to play in here. Every action has smaller or bigger consequences in different degrees. First, you start from sense of self, and then a sense of self and self-awareness, of course, before to have functional and healthy relationship with other people. You know, so very powerful rune. I like it. Is kind of give you any action is matter. You know, your own action you think is people think they are like this small. If they make something does not impact nothing, anything impact in this life. Any action of you, any decision impact that. Okay, is not go directly to you like this. Is go with the time like the seasons. Like the seasons go like this, and we need to be connected with that, connected with the whole, with the nature. So the next one is the powerful one, is Ihwaj. Ihwaj. This is a rune of death and rebirth and transformation. As above, so below. We see here the down, we see the roots of the tree. And up, we see the flowers grow. The unseen things in our unconscious mind create the flowers above. In order to create something new, in order to be better human being, more aware and prosperous, you need to experience death and rebirth in your life. Call it shamanic death. I don't know how you will call it, but initiation rites or whatever. But you need to cross this death and transformation process. It's painful process, but is for greater reason. Is for growing something good in
Yeah.
your life.
And it never
So,
stops, doesn't
yeah, of
it?
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is also is represent the correspondence, the law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without. Is represent the major transformation of rebirth and death, and to sacrifice yourself into yourself, right? So this rune is you need to. It's like the story of Odin, right? He sacrificed himself into himself in the Yggdrasil tree of life, and in order for that, he feel very very painful and experience. He's crying for pain. This is what people not understand. In order to achieve wisdom in life, you need to cry for pain. This is a painful process. Yeah. It's not like people think spirituality, new age movement, everything roses and everything fine and everything good, but it's not true. This is the real spirituality. You need to cross the thresholds, these dark times in your life to study the dark nights of the soul, whatever you call it. But from there you will grow, you know. And is in order to achieve higher state of awareness, to sacrifice yourself into yourself, like Odin did. And we all have this ability. We all have Odin inside us. We all have everything inside us. All the gods, all the archetypes inside, all the mythologies inside us, all the zodiacs. We live in zodiacs. Okay. When we'll speak about astrology, maybe in the future, I will tell this kind of everyone is not the sight for us. This the stars in the sky. This is the reflection of ourselves. Okay. This is an energy. So we are a living zodiac. Zodiac means zoo. Zoo is a live being. Everyone, zodiac is a live being. Okay, you're speaking with a live oracle, anyways. And the branches, anyways, we speak about Irwaj is the branches above is the actions that grow down to the ground to our subconscious and unconscious mind that spread more up actions as continually cycle of death and rebirth, transformation and growth. You put your actions, you put your effort inside, then will grow correspondingly, as above, so below, in the roots and in the branches above. And also is the continuously process of sacrifice yourself is a real so-called spiritual warrior, let your old understandings die and how understand and new understandings get born. Let them to die and new understandings let them to born again. The principles of correspondence here. Put all the illusions and who you are. And what does the swords represent? The sword is symbol of cutting the bullshit, cutting the illusions, cutting the things you don't you know not who you are really. You think yourself. It's not who you believe you are. Okay. So all this you need to burn and cut from yourself. And this is all these illusions that people believe and attach to these beliefs they have. This is painful for them to live that. It's painful for them. They so attached to that they need to cut that strong. And this will be cross pain for them. Because of that, maybe people like me and you or approach someone and tell them the truth in the face, they get offended, right? Because they get sensitive, they get like you put them
Yeah.
sword in the heart because you put them the death of their illusions and they don't want this. They want to be attached to that illusions. They want to be attached to these beliefs.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways, this is the death and transformation process in this room here. After we have the healing process, right? We have the needs get ready. We have the self-individualization. We know how to relate with others. And, sorry. By the way, I can put it full, it's good. After you put in the now you see, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. After you put you individualize yourself, you death and rebirth, you're born again to new understandings, right? Now you get ready for your true orlog, your true purpose in life. This rune is really my favorite rune to work with. I know I many times say not, but this is the really most what I like because this gives me so much light in who I am and what my origins are. This this rune is called Perthro. Okay, Perthro. Perthro is mean orlog, is your origins, is individual purpose in life in incarnations, and is also called lot cup. Okay, path. If you see here, is it looks like a lot cup, right? You go all your way, your soul go all your way, and just push all. Example, people just not care about their progress. Okay, they not work with themselves, and they not achieve. They not work with Saturn with healing. They just create more chaos in their life. They collected all the the suffering and all the consequences, all the because we create the destiny. Any moment we create the destiny. But if you ignore from yourself and you're selfish, you don't understand who you are, then you collect on your way, on your path of your soul, dirt and just suffering. Okay. So anyways, this rune is speak about destiny, soul path in desire, origin, individual purpose, and incarnations. Typically, is after put your old self in death in the previous rune Iwaj, then your destiny and realize who you are will start to appear. Is after you do your shadow work, after you work with your deeper shadow aspects, then you're ready for who you really are. You're ready for your true intention. You're ready to see the clear picture, you know?
Yeah.
After you put in death the illusions of yourself. Because with the illusions together, you cannot figure out what's going on, who you are really. You know? You want to say something?
Yeah. That's inner chaos then. When there is inner chaos, there is no order. You can create order and be in alignment with your true self. And to
Yes,
me, it looks like also it looks like an empty cup, the rune.
yes, it's a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not just a cup, it's a cup that collects your karma,
Yeah.
correct your what you do all your life. Collect all the presents on all the suffering, what depends on you. Uh, is is you need to understand you as an infinite powerful soul choose a specific aspect you want to achieve and specific path, what your goals and what you want to arrive to do here. We have all have reason to arrive here, okay? As we speak about the helm of Owl, the death is the actions. It is also the evolutionary progress of our soul. When the people die, when all of us die, we go to the underworld. Our soul is achieved, is it want to achieve completion. Okay, is want to see where I can achieve where I can achieve the lessons. Okay, so we go deeper to the underworld to seek the achievement of that lessons, and then the reborn again process goes. And also in life like this, when we arrive to the new understandings in life, you start to put in death yourself and old illusions you believed before, you know? And then you really understand, really you know who you are and what you arrive to do here. And you don't need approval for anyone else. You know that. You know that by yourself because you have the clear picture of that. Because you work on yourself, you work on your shadows, you put in death yourself as an old illusionary and belief systems you have before, then it's much more easy to see who you are. And from a very, very holistic and intelligent perspective also. Anyways, the next rune, after we have the Orlog, the destiny in this room, we have El Hajj. El Hajj, this is the rune of protection, spiritual protection. This is also the horns, and the shaman hold the hands up, that bring all the spiritual higher force into the place of protections from the spiritual, from the energetic perspective. Okay? This is a rune that deals with discernment, protection, and receive energies. Is like antenna. If you notice, is looks like antenna.
Yeah.
Also antlers. Al-Hajj. This is antennas. Antennas, what they do? Why people sometimes put antlers or horns in the home? They believe this is for good luck or and remove the bad energies. That's kind of, the antlers, they represent the energies. They clean the negative energies that not serve us in order to let the new energies go in and good energies go in, you know? And this is the rune is all about. This is about giving things that not serve us, the, the things, the energetic forces that not serve us. We need to release that, and in order to give a good energies come in and receive the wisdom of the cosmos. A shaman is like shaman with the hands open. If you see that, it's receiving and projecting like antler antenna. Bring the energies you need and protect. After you discover your purpose, after you discover your purpose, now you step into the awakening being. Now you're stepping in the acknowledging and willing your power. You start to be healer after you work on yourself and you know who you are. Now you're ready to heal others. Now the people look on you like a healer in the tribe. You helping others, you look like a shaman who consult others, helping others to navigate themselves. But this comes after all the healing and process of death and rebirth you could do before that. All the process we speak about now, all this you need to master before you arrive to this point. And all this need to work harmonically together, one by one. If you have blockages in one of them, it means you need to balance them. We'll explain that later. Anyways, the next one is this willow. So willow, this is the soul. So willow is the sun and the soul. Also, we see that in a lot of symbology, like electric stuff, electric fences and boxes, and maybe other things as well. Basically, so willow is a sun, is a true self, is a soul. According to the mythos, sun is the soul, and the moon is a reflection of the mind, and the moon is a reflection of the soul. The moon is the mind, the sun is the soul. And true connection with our soul is the essence of your true self, individual. After you realize your purpose in life and your power, and now you connect with your core light inside you. After you just can connect with your true self, with your true soul, of your true spark of your soul, right? This is the last one in the second eighth set of the runes. This is the true essence, the light, the true self, true connection to your soul. This is the last in the second eighth of the runes of the elder Futhark. After you achieve all the energies before that, the building blocks, then you achieve your connection to your true self and true soul. And we close all the emotional and psychological aspects of ourselves. Okay? Now we go to the spiritual. To go to the spiritual, you need to be master both of them and interconnect them together in the spiritual. Okay? Now we'll see the spiritual. We start from the first one. The first one is tiyuaj. Okay? It's called tiyuaj. Very, very interesting, powerful rune. Very, very powerful story from the mythos about tiyuaj. Who is Tiyu? If you're not familiar with the god Tiyu, Tyr, Tiyu, this is the Sky Father. Okay, he have a very, very empowering story in the mythos with wolf Fenris. I think it's very important to say that story here because you will understand better the rune. Anyways, the god Tiyu was the only god from all the gods in the pantheon who willing to sacrifice his hand inside the giant wolf called Fenrir. This giant wolf is represent our overwhelming ego that grows and grow and grow and grow and catch all the space around us and not give us to live and just destroy everything and devour everything. So they think what they can create for that. They create a magical chains. And in order to create the magical chains, one of the gods need to put the hands inside the mouth of him. Only the one god, Tyr, was willing to do it. He put his hand inside. And what is represent for us? This also represents sacrifice. In order to achieve victory in life, you need to control your animalistic ego. You need to, because of that hand inside, you put the hand to control the beast. Okay? To control the invisible chains. And this sacrifice is in order to achieve something greater in life. And this also kind of also spiritual warrior is very, very strong aspect of spiritual warrior willing to sacrifice. Example, you do the great work. You dedicate for that many, many times and time and effort to educate others, to teach others. You need to willing to sacrifice something. You need to give something instead to receive. It's give and take, energy exchange, you know. So a very powerful story about you, I have to say. This is speak about the sacrifice from yourself in order to achieve the outcome of your soul purpose, a discipline and determination, a spiritual warrior without hesitation. When Tew was put the hand inside the wolf, you no hesitation, you just put it. You know, you just put it because you know you need to sacrifice. You know he need to achieve the outcome, whatever the purpose I need to achieve, and I need to have this determination and dedication for life purpose, whatever the price. Okay. Something else I want to say. Also, by the mythology, represented by Sky Father. Sacrifice yourself for outcome. Constant discipline. Lost things in order to achieve what you need to achieve in this life. Being a spiritual warrior without hesitation. And after you take care of yourself in the fundamental level, then you put in death the old aspects of yourself. After you cross a major transformation, now you're ready to move in the true essence of yourself. And this is the first rune of the third set. Yes, the spiritual work, spiritual aspects. And When we mastering all this, mastering the basis of existence, when we arrive to the second set, we're building that energy of strength, and second set, building the refinement and the purification, ready to focus in. Also dealing with psychological and emotional levels of our consciousness. And after you learn how to take care of yourself and learn how to interact with your other human beings, then we arrive to the third set of the eight that we know. We finally arrive to the point of final two and learn how to direct that energy in the right way and in the spiritual realm. Okay? So the next rune, after we have the major sacrifice and victory, and now we ready to Berkanash. Berkanash. Okay? This is something about birth, spring, renewal of seasons, renewal spring. This is also birth. Is if you look on this, is like a woman that get baby birth. Okay. This is also connected to the goddess Bercha in the mythos. Birch tree also. Okay. In the Ice Age perspective, they see the birch tree as the first emerge in the spring season. Because of that, they call it birch. In another words, cleansing, renewal. After you sacrifice yourself in Tiwaj rune, now you're ready to master of the renewal of self. After your sacrifice, you being renewed. This continuously alchemical process of sacrifice into yourself and go deeper in transformation of higher state of awareness. After you sacrifice yourself, then you start to renew yourself, to give birth to something new. Okay? Okay, this is the second rune of the third. Let's go after the next one. This called Ehwaj. Ehwaj in ancient Germanic, this is a horse. A very interesting connection. Why horse? This rune is dealing with intuition. Okay. Why horse and intuition? What the connection between the horse and intuition? Very interesting connection, because the horses, the human being on the horse, he connected with the horse and go and give direction to the horse through his intuition. I don't know if you know that or no, if you're familiar with animals of like horses, but you give them direction intuitively, and have a very strong intuitive relationship with humans and horses. And also in ancient tribes, they make divination through horses, because horses, they're very sensitive. They was very sacred for them, in that time. And they communicate through them with the gods. And also the story of Odin, very connected to the horse, because he have a horse called Sleipnir. Sleipnir. This is eight-legged horse. Okay. Example, we see now this picture, what I showed in the beginning. This is eight legs around. Okay. He can travel and sleep between the worlds. He can change and he riding on his intuition. The intuition works like you're riding on like on horse, It need to be connected, like a horse and human, connected with each other, and your intuition to be connected with you, like you're riding on a horse, and rider and horse is very strong connection. And learn how to ride on your intuition. This is the lesson of this room. And master your intuition. As a horse of Odin that rides in the different worlds, learn to tap into the power of intuition is will care about you as in ancient times when the horse bring you much more faster, you know, than you walk, example. If you know how to deal with your intuition, this will bring you to this destination much more faster. Like if you
Yeah.
walk or if you're going with horse, you know. So very interesting point. And this way of this destination after a long distance, that means the intuition is very powerful tool after you learn how to use it in the correct way. It's very powerful on the powerful tool, the intuition. Yeah, people don't know that. People don't know that they can use their intuition to arrive faster from what they want, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to learn how to ride on the intuition, connection with humans and the horse, and how the Odin did it in traveling through the nine worlds with the horse Sleipnir in the mythology.
Yeah, you can see this in decision making when people make intuitive decisions and all the people around then say, "Ah, what the fuck
Yeah,
are you doing?" And they do an intuitive decision, and then they have a great result, and everyone is like, "Huh?"
yeah, yeah. I mean, divination arts, tarot and runes, they based on intuition. You just pick up with intuition, and this will give you direction. And you can do it without it, but is much more faster. The tool make it faster. You understand faster from if you understand your intuition. You know, very good point. Let's continue. Next one is manage. Manage. Manage is man, moon, mind. Everything is the same word. The moon is a reflection of the mind. This is our higher awareness inheritance in ourselves. This is the reflection of our soul, because the moon is the reflection of our soul. And the man, we have the collective. The moon is the collective light of the soul of all human beings. And this show also by the mythology that the relationship between the moon and the sun, that basically this rune is represent the higher mind, higher awareness. The moon is the mind, and this is the reflection of the sun, that is the soul, so Willow, unifying mind of the collective mankind. Tap into your soul to shine the light that reflects into the divine mind. So the rune is the representation of our higher awareness. The Manash talk about unified minds as a collective and tap into your soul and reflect that light back. Tap into your higher mind also after mastering the previous rune Ehwaj, that include the intuition and intellectual holistic mind. It's very interesting. They go after another. After the intuition, this is the holistic mind. Arrive the logical, the higher perspective, the higher thinking process of thought. And this is the reflection of our all mankind and our own reflection of our soul through our mind. Okay, because the mind is the reflection of our soul. Uh, and keep the balance between them, between the holistic and intellectual, between the masculine and the feminine, between the two hemispheres.
Yeah, there's a war on that in this world. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one, after we master our higher mind, higher emotions, and intuition, and sacrifice, and born something new in order to achieve victory and use our intuition, higher mind, and thinking, then we have language. Language is speaking about water, deep lake. Lagos is lake. It speak about deeper waters. I very, very love to work with this rune when I want to achieve a emotional intelligence and emotional stimulation. When you chant this rune, you will feel very strong emotional sensations. And if you want to work on your emotional side, on your emotional intentions, very, very good, very, very good recommendation to work with this rune. Uh, this also speak about deep waters that we use our emotions, our inner aspect of ourselves. Is like you go and not see nothing in darkness and you just feel it, you know? And speak about the deeper feelings. It's like the water can hold memory, you know that? It's also speak about memories. The water go and is a feminine, is a receptive energy. And after the higher mind, the masculine part of us, we have the feminine. They speak about the feminine. And this is kind of a dive into your deepest emotional level that dealing with true study and wisdom. Invocation of that rune gives you deep emotional stimulation. The dark waters of the unknown, if you go through the darkness that you can't see, you start to feel. The emotions using the intuition to swim, like to swim in all these deep emotions. You just go to swim in all this. The problem is people identified by their emotions. They don't know how to swim with their emotions and control them instead of be controlled by them.
Yeah.
So it give you a wisdom and intelligence how to deal with your emotions. And this represents the deepest waters and storage of psychic emotional energy. As I say, the the water hold memories of psychic and emotional energies. This is a feminine energy that receive and bear. As waters hold all this. Okay, so one. The next one is Ingwash or Inguj. Ingwash or Inguj. This rune is a portal. This is indicator, incubator. Okay, this is creative force. This is the if we see also is two canals together, one on one with each other. This is gathering together to create something. This is you put something in incubation. During this will be reborn as light. Is a is a sacred fire, internal fire. It's something about internal fire. The mastering in fire is also English, also in European homes. I don't know, maybe you see there, they have the symbol. I saw maybe a couple times. And they maybe call it English because in English, we call everything when you're doing something, you're doing, I'm doing, I'm do, you know, everything swimming, everything ing, because is the internal mastering fire and sacred fire that incubate something. And after the lagush, that dealing with cleansing and purification process, like you use water to clean, also fire is melt. Also, with fire, you can change the metal shape. You can transform the shape of the metal. And this is alchemical process. And this is associated with um, it's a transformation process of the matter associated with the god Frey, fertility, masculine life giving, remembering is a kind of kundalini energy. Also, we see that kind of like a spiral kundalini energy go up, the life force energy. And when the fire, people gathering together and arrive some good ideas between each other. And the fire create also in the ancient times when they sacrifice animals for the gods, and the fire go up and bring smoke, you just give and receive. You give something, instead you receive something back. Same today, you can do it, but we don't need to sacrifice animals. We just need to sacrifice our time, our effort, anything that we can. It's not necessary, but
Mm.
you just show us how it's working, how this energy is working, and this is the place of everyone gathering together. The heart, the inner fire, the portal open. This is the portal open for you to mastering the fire. And there's kind of also two spirals crossing each other, if you see that. This is kind of incubating new form of existence, manifestation of idea, wish or desire, personal transformation, incubation, which gives birth to higher awareness.
It also looks like the DNS. How do you call it in English? I think DNS, yeah. Or DNA, sorry. It's DNA,
Yeah, yeah, DNA.
like
Yes,
the
right.
helix, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what I want to say. Yeah, this looks like DNA. This looks like because everything's spiral, no? Spiral. Everything moves in spiral way. And this shows us the Kundalini energy, the creative, new idea energy that need to be created. You have the idea in the mind, and this will be, in the life force soon. This will arrive in some form, like you melt metal. And some good ideas arrive from people around you suddenly when you have the sacred fire within you. Because the sacred fire within you, after the lagush, the
Yeah.
feminine, you have the sacred fire of the masculine, the inner fire, the inner care, the inner,
Inspiration, yeah.
yeah. So next one, is another two we have. Next one is dayaj. Okay, dayaj is come from the word day. In the ice age, they saw the sun. They saw blessings. Okay, for them it was blessing day. If one day was a sun, for them was a blessing day. And this rune speak about blessings. This rune speak about the light of the sun, your enlightenment, you know, your things, your presence, your things that you appreciated for, you know. Um, Also bliss, luck, openness, lucky day, daylight, blessings, freedom, happiness, sunshine relates to healing and joy. And also if you see the sky full of clouds and you have the sun day, so still have the sun. Still the sun cross the clouds. The sun is so powerful. Uh, Basically is openness, experience, blessings. You stand in the front of the sun. The sun is the light of the soul, the freedom and bliss. The wunjo is the energy that you feel everything comes to the enlightenment and expand. Expression toward progression, projecting energy and so on. You see the progression and it's kind of exploded energy, it's projecting energy, expanded. You see that also here, this kind of expansion of energy and sunlight. And after this rune, we have the last rune of the Elder Futhark. And this is the Othal or Othala. Okay, this is the spiritual inheritance. This after we have the blessings, we arrived in the Kundalini up, after the Ingush, the inner fire that give life force energy within, is go and we feel the blessing, right? It's go up and we feel the blessing. It's like we breathe within and we feel the appreciation of what we breathe and the fullness of what we have, right? Now we need to ground ourselves. The problem people, they arrive to the highest mountains and blessings, but they're not grounded. Their legs not in the ground. And this rune speak about the ground. It speak about inheritance, residence, um, inheritance in the tribe. You earn to be as a member of the tribe, functional member of the tribe. You cross your initiation of the runes of 24 elder Futhark runes. Then you're ready to be inherent in this tribe. You deserve to this place. You know how to communicate with others. You know the heal. You heal yourself. You heal others. You sacrifice enough for your achievements, for your greater soul desires. You know, now you're ready to be inherited. You're ready to be grounded in your higher awareness. And this rune speak about that. This is also rune connected to Odin, comes back down to the ground level as a grounding energy. You know, it's like a summer, seasons of summer and winter. You know, when you breathe in, within, breathe outside. You need to, okay, you breathe the full of bliss, but you need to release that. It's like you breathe one time and you leave it inside. You not do the other part. You know, you need to release that. Have expansion, have concentration, have expansion, have everything the opposite of masculine and feminine, of the skies and earth, how to be in the middle. And after the expression of the diage that is back to you, that the Kundalini, after the Kundalini energy go up, then you need to put it down and need to be grounded. And if you don't have the feet on the ground, you get lost without grounding yourself. This is the problem. This rune represents the last in the spiritual level that we learned how to master ourselves after all this major transformation process we speak about here. This is the place we receive the real inheritance in the tribe. And also the word otala, this is mean inheritance. Where is your inheritance? Um, this is the home also of the higher awareness, and the higher awareness is the Odin. Odin is represent the higher awareness. Okay, so I think we finished the Elder Futhark. You want to ask something? Yes, I'm ready to.
You said you also want to continue with something afterwards,
Yeah, yeah.
but
But
you
this
think now is a good time for questions?
okay. I want to finish. Okay, let's do it like this. I will finish everything.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. No, I have a lot. I will see. I want to speak about the Aesir and Vanir. Okay. Well, now we see. As I explained, Aesir and Vanir, two kinds of celestial deities. Celestial deities and earthly deities. This I explained, right? This I think we speak about
Yeah.
that. Okay. I want to speak about the web of weird. If we see here the web of weird, what does that mean? This is the spindle of ourselves. This is the spindle of creation that we decide what our destiny based on what we decide to do in the present moment, that we create the present, past, and the future. We create the present, we create the past, and then we project it to the future. Okay? I think I have here also a slide that explain that. Wait my second. Is okay, I think it's here. Yeah. Weird come from the ancient Germanic word meaning to weave. The word weird can be literally translated as what which has been woven. In the mythology, have three giantess. Okay, they called Urd, Vendandi, and Skuld. This, by the Teutonic myth of the weird, says that the cosmos is woven into existence by the three giantess, whom names Urd, Verdanti, and Skuld. In Old Norse, these names are translated as past, present, and future. If you notice that Urd was before Ed, we make Ed in the end of the world, right? And in the future is Shuld. I will should do it. Skuld should do it. And these three giantess, they weave everything, your destiny. You choose any moment in your life, you choose your timelines. You choose how you create, how you weave your reality, and how we weave everything around us. And by the myth, have this story, and all these runes, they connected to this web of weird, that they represent the past, present, and the future, and how we create our reality. Okay, I have also this picture, very nice depicted. The three giantess and with this tree of life, the sun and the moon, and how they weave together the web of weird. Um, okay, this about the web of weird. If you have questions, tell me. Another thing I want to say, if you want to study the runes, I very recommend this book and this teacher, Michael William Denny. He have a book called Advanced Rune Shamanism. He also have another books also. But I like the style he put them here. They put them in the style of three. And this resonate very much with Odin, Vil, and Ve, the three selves. And how you can read 9 world readings and how you can counterbalancing that energies. Example, have balance El Hajj, you can work with Isa in the opposite way. Anyways, this I just want to offer about the web of weird. Also, I hope so everything is clear. I have a lot of things to share, but is for other videos. I have a lot of information more to share. Tell me what you think.
It's awesome.
Huh?
It's a huge system. It's a huge system.
Wow.
It's very, very holistic. So to me, it's like the whole initiation process, basically.
Yes, yes. It's an initiation process to be human being, man. It's really to be a human spiritual being who aware, who know how to manage himself first, know how to who we are. You understand your physical needs. You understand you need resources. You need strength. You need power. You need ambitions. You also need to understand your boundaries and other boundaries. All the physical aspects of yourself. After you go to spiritual, emotional and psychological parts of you, of the healing process, of the death and rebirth, of inventions, how you individualize yourself. You have individuality, self sense of individuality, and how you're related to others, and how you're willing to sacrifice for your soul desires, and intuition, and mind, and higher mind, and thinking. Everything is there, one after another, to complete the mission and to be more aware human being and be initiated in the tribe. Like this, they initiated people in the tribe before. They don't want problems, people. They was very connected to nature. very connected to each other. They
Yeah.
caring about each other. And this was the initiation process for them. And I say the runes especially go to the Germanic tribes. Anywhere in the traditions, you not see these runes. They especially write from there. And this is what amazing. Since now, all this go and transfer till this present moment. This ancient wisdom and the seed sounds and everything.
And it's
And it's
awesome
amazing.
that it's awesome that it's still there.
Yeah,
So we have still access to this.
yes, exactly. And the people disconnected the days from their origins, from their pagan roots. And as I speak with you before, Jonathan, about this situation in Germany, how the people
Yeah.
there they want to forget who they are really, and how they want to, abandon their ancient traditions and
Yep.
cultures, and just forget about that.
They always
Uh,
identify with the evil parts of
and
it, not
replace the Christianity with this bullshit Abrahamic systems
yeah.
and governments, and that's it. But I have a lot of genocide in the history also in context to this tribes, because there was very, very disturbed for this control people there in that time, because this was a threat for them, because they're spreading wisdom and connected to nature, to themselves. They know what the fuck is going on, and they don't want that. They want to destroy these traditions. They want to destroy this cult, destroy this all these tribal connections and paganism and animism mindsets and all this North traditions and Hindu European cultures and Celtic and all this stuff. All this disappeared after arrival of the Catholic and Christianity and Judaism and Islam and all these things. And since now they try to ridiculate all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tool for the modern age. They ridicule it, yeah.
Yeah,
But they also censor it, so that's the other tool.
yeah, definitely.
So it's very awesome that you spread the knowledge about that. And one question that I wanted to ask you, but you also shared something about that, is how to get started? How can people start with this?
Um, First of all, I need to explain. I need to say this is a tool.
Yeah,
Okay, people, this is a tool, very, very powerful tool. No, no, forget that. Um, Especially when you do a Galder session, you spell them, okay? You make sound of them. This is very empowering, the energy behind that. And you will feel that when you will work with them personally, okay? But before that, you need to understand this is a tool. First of all, your intention arrive from you. First of all, you need to know what your true essence, from what origin, your origin. You need to know your origin before you want to arrive somewhere. And this is the tools we use, also tarot and runes and everything, all these divination systems we have. Uh, but especially these runes, they very, very powerful. You can work with them um, practically, you know, practically just I not explain about Galder, rune Galder. If two kinds of magic in the Norse mythology, in the ancient world, if Cider and Galder. These two kinds of magical systems. One is feminine system. This is the Cider. Cider is about imagination, is about seeing stuff unseen. It's like you see the legends go, Odin go to Ceres to speak with her visions, and after interpret that what she see is tap into the dream world, tap into the multidimensional world. Okay, to expose yourself uh, every beyond what you see. Okay, but what need Galder? You need the protection from the masculine magic, from the masculine wizard. He's the wizard. He know what direction. He have the protection boundaries within. that the feminine can express herself freely. So this not mean the woman cannot learn Galdar, and also men cannot learn Cider. They can learn each other. They can learn both of them. But what have one of them more dominant? Okay, the men have more Galdar, the women have more Cider. But you need to know that when you're dealing with Cider, you're dealing with multidimensional layers. You need to know how to protect yourself because you enter to the places that you should not enter. And these energies can go and rip off your protective shield if you know of the protection, the spiritual protection around you. And because of that, I teach people how to make ritual of protection, to building the circle of the Magi, the drowning of the circle, the casting of the circle of the Magi. You casting for yourself a circle around you of protection, and you only with a higher force that shine through you. And from there, you do all the spiritual practices, you know, in this protection and boundaries you create for yourself. This is the protocol. If you work spiritual work and you work with someone, with some being, you need to do this stuff before. Because if you don't do it, you let the bad entities enter to your field, you know, spiritually speak. You want to ask something else, or I ask the question? Uh,
Um, so people can check out your stuff about that. I guess you're always doing more stuff on that, so
when you,
people.
if you ask me from where to start to learn the runes,
Oh, all right.
yes, if this is what you ask for,
Yep.
I very, very recommend the book I showed before.
Yep.
Okay, this is the first thing I will check if I want to learn the runes because I study many books, many videos, but I understand you will study them only if you will work with them individually, with yourself, make a connection with them. This is the only way you will study from them. And if you want to learn about the techniques and stuff, this book I give you, this is the best way to learn that. And check out this name also. You
Yeah.
will see the videos in YouTube also. Very, very powerful things in context to the runes.
Can I ask you how your personal journey was? You don't have to go into details, but how did your journey start there?
Uh, my journey is the awakening process for me was a long time. I mean, it was hard. It was years of study, but not take seriously the work to share the knowledge. I kind of aggregated the knowledge since I was small age, you know, I like to know about everything, you know, very curious about stuff. And I entered to the occult and the Kabbalah, the all the system of Freemasonry. I study all that before. After I start to connect to the paganism, to my true origins. And when I study the runes and the tarot, and it's really give me kind of, I feel it's downloaded for me or awakening for me something that this knowledge I know before, my past incarnations or whatever. And for me, it was I mean I work with them daily basis with tarot and with all this stuff with astrology. Because when you work with all this combined with astrology, with tarot, with runes, with numbers, with everything, with symbology, you have a wider scale of mind. You can see a whole picture. And you see, instead of contradictions, you see the contradictions maybe, but you see the connections between them. And since I touch the runes, I feel deeply connected with my true origin, my true lineage of myself in this tradition. Deeply connected. This helped me a lot. I chant the runes, and this is very powerful. You know, you need to know how to do it. I mean, you can do it. You just need to have the intention behind and pure intention behind, and practice this. and you will see the results, man. And very important to say, if you not treat this in respect, this also can give you bad consequences. I mean, if you do it for your self desires and narcissistic things, is gonna energy can be amplified and exaggerated, and even if you chant one rune a lot, you will notice this energy out of control is kind of manifested too much. Example, Uruj, the second rune. Uruj is something about sexual energy. When you chant this energy too much, you will feel a lot of sexual energy, women and men together. So, I mean, the magic works, man. It's just a tool to use it to you know for study about it more. How your consciousness work, how the psyche work, how we connected with nature, everything decoded in that. It is a beautiful thing. And for me, the divination arts, I was very, very connected to that. I feel this is my way path. I focus on that. I also like astrology. I love astrology. I study astrology, but especially I very have strong passion for tarot and runes and all the divination, especially for tarot and runes. Um, and also, it need to be combined with astrology, with numerology, everything together.
And you know your stuff. We did a session. How
Yeah.
is the name? The initiation package? How do you call it? Can you
Yes.
please? Yeah.
Yes, I have initiation package, I have readings I do, I have tarot and rune readings, I have astrological consultations, I have many, many empowering sessions I make for others. And
So
this help others to understand their path, what their origin here, with what kind of energies they should, with what kind of energies they dealing with, with their lives.
yeah.
We all have different individual way, as I say before, as the runes say, we have all individual ways, and we need to understand what our own way to manifest the outcome what we want, you know. And this is very powerful things, man. This is amazing how uh, the reflection of the psyche works, and everything as above so below, everything is, even the events in the world, you cannot predict everything if you know how to use this tools. This called, if you use astrology, you can call it the high planetary magic. You can use it, kind of see the planets, the transits, and just go within this energy, because you know everything within and without, and everything is connected, and you know how to work with these energies in a wise way.
Yeah. That's a big takeaway for people that there is a way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this definitely help to people to understand who they really are, because from here everything starts, man. They need to understand who they really are, what your purpose in life, what you have to do here, what you're crossing in life. We cross it all shit in life, some point in life, everyone have some deal have things they dealing with. So
Yeah.
yes, everyone have unique way to express itself. This is the amazing thing.
So I will put all your links in my description.
Sure, sure, man.
Thank you very much. Big
Thank you to
love.
you, man. Thank you to you, Jonathan. Really a pleasure for me. I very enjoy that. Really.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Was
We'll see
it
you
was
soon. We'll speak about more subjects, more
Yeah, let's
go
do this.
deeper in the occult and astrology, and we can explore many, many stuff.
I
And
also learned a lot today. Thank you very
yeah,
much for
yeah, good.
sharing the knowledge with me and all the audience here.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
until then, bye bye, brother.